If you lift with your legs and not with your back, you won't get hurt. Sound familiar? Well, yeah, you'll hear this a lot on manual handling courses and things for many, many years and still to this day. But really, is it the right approach? Is there really any evidence for this? Does manual handling training actually reduce injury? Now, if I said to you, don't ever bend your knees, keep them straight all the time, it's dangerous to bend your knees and lift with bent knees, you'd be like, that sounds ridiculous. You know, common sense alone would say that your knees are going to get really stiff. They're going to get really weak around there. The muscles aren't going to be used because they're not supporting anything in the bent position. So you would actually then get pain for being that stiff and that weak. And then if you did bend them, which you would inherently need to at some point, you would be very exposed in that position because you don't go there. You're stiffer there, you're tighter there, you're weaker there, you're unfamiliar with being there, you'll have low confidence there. It's just a recipe for disaster, really. And that just is common sense. So why would it be any different for your lower back? You know, keep your back straight at all times. You're in the gym, keep your back straight. Don't lift with a rounded back. You know, don't do Jefferson curls. Keep your back straight. You know, lift the box with your back straight and all these different things. You think cavemen did this? Oh, you've got to keep your back straight. They just moved instinctively how they did. And they were used to how they moved. So if they were bending with a rounded back, a straight back, a slightly side flexed back, a rotated back, and they lifted things through being younger and over time, their back is going to be used to them positions, strong in them positions, resilient in them positions, and flexible in them positions. So as long as they're not doing things that their body isn't acclimatized to, they'll be fine. And this is where the problem in the common sense perspective is with this manual handling idea of keep your back straight, lift with your knees, lift with your legs. It's like a recipe for disaster because you are literally going to be unacclimatized to them positions, stiffer there, weaker there, more likely to get injured there. So what does the evidence actually show on this? So here's a systematic review looking at loads and loads of papers on manual handling itself and whether or not it actually reduces the injury incidences. And you know what they found? Surprise, surprise, very little effect at all from manual handling training courses on the risk of injury of back pain. They even found that there should be much more emphasis in the training towards strengthening, flexibility, things like that, so your back and your body are more capable of what you're asking them to do. You think about it, if you join the army, they don't say, oh, this is a physical job, so we've got to be changing the way the work is. The work is what it is. You're going to have to do what you're going to have to do. So what do they do to make sure you're less likely to get in problems from that job? They make sure that you're fit and capable to do that job. So if you're working in a warehouse, part of the process of making you less risk, if you like, for injury isn't manual handling courses according to this evidence. It's getting your back stronger, getting your legs stronger, getting yourself more flexible, not vilifying one movement over another, you know, trying to get your body more capable of what you're about to ask it to do and keeping it capable as well. This is more profoundly effective than keep your back straight, bend through your hips and knees, make sure you lift with your legs and all the rest of it. And the evidence now is there showing that this really isn't going to be the solution, even though it's pounded at people. It's like courses, workplaces, oh, manual handling. And the problem is there's loads of money to be made from it. And that's probably why it keeps perpetuating, because it's hard to backtrack on that once the rabbit is out of the box. You know, the rabbit's out of the hat. You can't go back. It's hard to go back and say, you know what, instead of training about how to lift, maybe we'll just train them to lift and in different ways, which is how they're going to lift in real life. And as long as our body is capable, we'll be fine. So yeah, so rather than thinking about how you should lift and, you know, vilifying certain ways of movement, which the human body is designed for, we should strengthen our bodies for different positions, not the traditional gym lifts. And we should focus less on this manual handling course idea and just get our bodies capable for what we need them to do and go down that route instead. So anyway, that's it for this video, and I'll see you next time.